Well, all right, guys, we are back in the garage and we have a really cool build to do today. So we are going to put a jet propulsion system on the back of the U10 here. And if you hadn't already heard about the brand Bixpy, these guys have a really cool system here where essentially you have a little jet motor for different types of transoms and different types of applications that you can attach it onto, everything from paddle boards to being a tiller, to what we're going to do today is we're actually going to use the NuCanoe foot steer EPS system. So what this is going to allow us to do is control the direction of the motor from a foot steer system on the bottom here. And then you can see we've got power here on the fob, and then battery and everything all come in this box. Now, one of the really cool things about Bixpy is this whole system is just around 10 pounds. So with the U10, my main objective was the boat already has so many powerful features built into it. I wanted to keep it simple, also wanted to keep it lightweight. So I think this is going to be an excellent solution. Goal is going to be for us to get the battery down into the BlakPak here, keep everything clean and simple, and then obviously install the quick connect on the back here. So let's go ahead and get started. We'll get these boxes opened up, show you guys what's inside. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look inside here. So first off, we get our super sweet Bixpy sticker. We have our Bixpy battery here. This is essentially a 24 volt. They're gonna show 25, but 24 volt system here. We've got a 15 amp hour battery. We've got our remote here. Very cool. We've got power up, down, stop button there. Here we go. Our actual little jet motor. So this thing here, man, first impressions, incredibly lightweight, super lightweight. And then we've got our power line going in here. We're gonna end up using a shaft here that is part of the NuCanoe EPS system when it comes to connecting this onto the transom itself. So, but sweet little motor here, cute little prop in there, cool. I think too, it's probably smart, since we're gonna be having fun here pretty soon, to go ahead and put that battery on the charger. All right, so now that we got that threaded in there, yeah, you can see too, got the indicator lights there. We are charging. Looks like we only got one bar up there at the top left to do. So we will put this down here for now. You know, the Bixpy NuCanoe Quick Connect motor shaft in the box here. All right, so here we go. This is the shaft. I love that Bixpy blue color. That's so cool. And then we've got some washers and a few nuts here that are a part of this. But yeah, this is going to be what connects from the NuCanoe EPS system down to the Bixpy motor. All right, the last critical component here of the system, we've got the NuCanoe EPS here. Looks like we have our steering cable here. This is our actual foot pedal. All right, and then Fusion side tray. And looks like we've got some hardware here. Transom assembly piece. Here are motor mounts. All right, so now let's take a look at what's inside these smaller boxes here. So check that out. Beautiful quick connect system there. This is what's going to be the main mechanism for the back of the U10 here on the transom for holding the Bixpy in place. So that's cool. And then this part right here is what sits flat on top of your transom. More parts, more hardware. Got some nice spin grips. This right here is our actual foot lever. All right, so we got all of our components out of the boxes. Everything's a little bit scattered about here right now, but let's go ahead and get working. it's time to go ahead and get this battery set in here. I really want this thing to hang out in the BlakPak. I just think that that'd be a great location for it. We're gonna punch a hole and then put a grommet behind it here in the back, and then jump inside, make a quick 90 and hit power here. So let's go ahead and get this run through there. All right, so we've now got the battery down inside the BlakPak here. Fits very nice, no problem getting that 90 to turn the corner there on the wire. Looking good in the back here. Got our grommet going in nice and clean. And then here's our little key. That is what actually activates the battery to come on. So pop that on there. And let's start firing some things up and see how we're looking. So we've got our nifty remote now. And we've got power on it. We can just tap up here and oh yeah, we're going. Yeah. So we've wrapped up the install. The last thing we did is we did put this motor retract cable here on. What's really nice about that is that allows us to lift the motor up from the front here. We've got a handle on the side here, and essentially what happens is you pull and you can lock that in there. Got a power cable coming in, steering cable headed up to the front there. Nice easy run into the BlakPak here, plenty of extra room in there. And then we've got our cable flying up to the pedal here where we can steer the back. So I think the last thing to do, grab this little remote, let's head out to the water. All right, Maiden Voyage here. We've got propulsion. All right, we are at full power. Foot steer is working great. Yeah, just a stud. All right, guys, well, epic day out on the water. Just some final thoughts here to kind of conclude the maiden voyage here with the Bixpy. First off, this thing worked beautifully. For being such a compact system, weighing around 10 pounds, the quick connect popped up when we needed it to. A couple times that we ran a bottom. There's a few times that we need to pull up on the retract cable and get it out of the way. We motored right up through most of these shoals. There's a couple places where honestly just about nothing will get through, so we had to kind of drag through some of those spots, and then once we got up to where the fish were, they were there and they were biting. So it was all around just a good day. Hope you guys really enjoyed the install, throwing this on here and then kind of getting out on the water with it on a maiden voyage here, seeing how it all runs. Really pumped about getting some more videos out here. So all right, thanks, that's it for now.